Now, the drive.
Recording.
Got the drive. So how do we...
Recording. Oh my god.
And then what they do?
You don't have to do that.
I'm just saying, ain't that what they do?
Oh my god, you and your claps, man.
Are you ready, kids?
Do I sound okay?
Testing.
Which just sucks because I can't hear the freaking intro music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you wanna listen?
Nah, bro. You get on my nerves. Get out of here. I don't
listen.
want them short headphones.
But we can do like on the thing, and I'll put this one in, and you put this one in.
I'm gonna just pretend to be lit.
No,
That's what I'm
there
gonna
you
do.
go. See? That better?
No, it's not better because now my arm gonna be all weird and stuff. Look at us. Look. Everything look fancy. Now we sharing one fucking headphone.
We are beginners, so that is okay.
I'm a pro.
Babe, you can't be claiming. Are you ready to start? Is this too loud? Is you ready? Are you ready? Is you ready? Oh, okay.
Oh my Jesus. It's gonna start off low though.
I know, but we're talking over it. You know? Oh, snap, son. Oh, snap, son.
Yeah.
Are you about to spit some bars?
I might.
Go ahead. Spit some bars.
Bars at the beginning of every episode?
You can try.
Yeah. Okay.
What? Okay, next part. You gotta come prepared.
All right,
you gotta come prepared.
You did that too fast. What are you doing? See? Look. You're supposed to slowly do it.
I'm ready to talk.
No, let's do it again. Yeah.
Don't judge us, folks.
Oh, I can cut anything off of this one. Yeah.
Oh, snap, son!
Oh my gosh.
That's gonna be me every intro. I'm saying, snap, son!
Yeah. It's that. Yeah.
How long you gonna let this ride though?
Alright, you wanna start? Just let me try.
Alright, what's going on, my guys? Welcome to the pod. We are doing something new, doing something different, and I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
You sure?
I am. I'm ready for what we got today.
Well,
this is episode 2 of the what?
Oh, are we agreeing on the name?
Whatever you want, babe.
Y'all don't understand. I've been trying to name this podcast since December of 2021. Here we are in March of 2022, and my husband still hates every name I come up with, which is why it's taking us so long to post the first episode. Yeah. Which we recorded right after Christmas. Y'all, for those,
welcome to the Facts. Feelings Ain't Facts podcast.
He's all tongue.
Your co-host to the wonderful, the amazing, the gorgeous. Hold on now. We gotta sit here and appreciate how beautiful she is.
Please stop.
I am the co-host to the wonderful, the amazing Ashley Guy.
Oh, look at you trying to get some draws later.
I am. That's fine. And I am
the amazing
Mr. Marcus Guy.
The just so, oh my God, yes. I appreciate it. I see you, King. I see you. That's gonna be you gonna be hitting that a lot.
That or the button?
That's what she said. That's what she said. Okay. So the reason I wanted to name it Feelings Ain't Facts is because we are going to be talking about a whole bunch of random stuff. Kind of like, I didn't want it based on just mental health and fitness, which is what I'm into, because
it's going to pop in there.
It's going to pop in there. But you have your aspects on things and you don't experience everything the same way I do. And I didn't want a topic focused podcast. I wanted us to be able to speak on anything. And, Feelings Ain't Facts has a lot to do with what I'm learning in therapy, where, your mind, it can tell you different things, but that don't mean that it's facts. And then the other piece is hey, we gonna be talking about a bunch of random stuff and we just gonna be telling our feelings on it. And that don't mean what we say is facts, but y'all gonna hear these opinions.
Yeah, y'all gonna get these jokes. Y'all gonna get these opinions. I'm gonna get all this work.
So it's gonna be a mixture of, you know, a little bit of seriousness every now and then, but then just us being us, because I'm just naturally awkward and weird. So I can't do nothing about that. But when we get on this come up though, that's when y'all gonna be seeing guests and hearing things.
They gonna see guests before they come up, but it's fine though. Don't
we
worry
gonna
about
see how deep down the rabbit hole we go with our personal lives. Cause I keep saying I'm boring, but sometimes I end up in situations that
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
yeah, that would say differently. But let's start off with, you know, you telling me, babe, you know, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Mental health check.
Good. Mental health check is good. We took the little test earlier that told us, I guess, what type of
attachment style we have.
I'm not a very anxious person.
No, you're very secure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like 100% secure.
Things don't really bother me. I don't stress about things.
Me, on the other hand, you know, I came up, it's like 80% anxious about things, which is on brand. Not gonna try to act. It is what it is. That's on brand with me and who I am. But yeah, I'm surprised that, I know that sounds horrible, but just being honest, I'm surprised that, you know, you were 100% secure, because a lot of our conversations,
it comes up here and there. That's not going to take away from the fact that I'm not going to worry about something. What?
No, I was saying, speaking to the mic. 'Cause
I am speaking
can you hear yourself?
Yes, I can hear myself. You can't hear me?
When you turn your mouth away, I don't.
You can hear me, girl.
You know, them lips got to be close to the.
They don't have to be.
I'm
But anyway,
just saying.
continue on. Yes, I'm feeling good. How are you? How have you been?
I am good. This morning I woke up a little bit out of it, I guess. I wasn't sad, but I just had an attitude when I woke up this morning, and I just didn't want to be bothered.
Oh, now she want to acknowledge that she had an attitude this morning.
You made it worse.
Nah, I ain't make nothing worse.
I wasn't being mean to you when I woke up. You started this morning by taking the comforter off of me, and you know I get cold, and you intentionally pulled it off.
I did because I was cold too. And
you had a weighted blanket. You had the heated blanket that I usually use, and pulled it all the way off of me. You wasn't even asleep. You can talk.
You sure?
Yeah, you ain't about to be on here telling these lies though.
There's 3 ladies in the bed.
What?
You, Santana, and Chance.
The dogs, people. The dogs. Not
And
actual
all
human
y'all
beings.
on one side of the bed hogging all the covers.
No, they
I
don't.
always sleep on the edge of the bed because for some
That
reason
is not true.
your dog always want to lay sideways and kick me in the face inside the bed. But it's
That's
fine.
not
It's
always
fine.
true.
It's fine.
No, normally they are both on my
She gonna
side
tell
of the
me my
bed.
truth ain't the truth. It's fine. You see, it's fine.
Don't let me catch a picture. Like one day I'm gonna figure out a way to take a picture of our bed situation when the dogs sleep with us. Cause that's not true.
You hanging candles from the ceiling now?
I mean,
oh my gosh.
Chance usually sleeps at the foot of our bed. Tana sleeps on the side of me. So I can't put my legs out, and I'm normally balled up because Tana has a tendency to try to lay at the top of my head, or like she has to be cuddled up beside me. So I try to scoot over so I can have room, but I still make sure I don't go past the halfway mark in our headboard. So that's why I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's fine.
Either way, we derailed that conversation. You took the comforter off of me. That started my attitude because I was trying to fall back asleep. And then you very abruptly took the comforter.
Nah, once we up, we up. Ain't no sleep.
You wasn't up though. You went back to sleep after I got mad and left the room. Then you decided I'm gonna mess with Ashley, and
I've had a message for her for the past couple of days that I wanted to do a specific task, and that's
I
what
said no.
And I was trying to do, and she was just like,
I said no.
she didn't even say no. She was just like, maybe.
I said no today.
When you do the little you lay it to the side and you poke your butt out. And
I said no.
Every message that every girl has ever said, they said that's the message to say, hey, it's a maybe.
How many times I got to say when you asked, I said no.
I never asked.
You did.
I just was saying I'm going to do something, and you.
And I said no. That doesn't change the fact that I said no.
Okay, we're just gonna say that you said no.
Yeah, because no means no. Don't be giving that. Don't be sending out the wrong messages to the people.
Happen? Did anything happen? No means
nah, but you trying to use it against me.
Okay.
In this setting,
I got you. Where are we starting today?
Oh, but yeah, I feel better now.
About what?
No, you asked me how I was feeling. That's what started the whole conversation.
You feel better right now?
Yeah, I feel better now.
Nice.
I done ate. Thanks, Deanna.
Yeah, let me tell you something. That curry chicken that she made.
Oh, yeah. Did you finish it all? She gave you like a lot.
Finished all the rice in one of them, but it's fine. We ain't gonna get into it. She'll have a cooking show later. Y'all can just make it yourselves. But
I had fun at these last night. Nisha put us on this show called Love is Blind, right? I think the last time we went over there, we watched a couple episodes. And last night we watched the finale. Now, people who know me, especially you, no, I don't watch that type of stuff. I'm all for crime documentaries, crime shows, YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. But I don't watch the like reality TV type of stuff. But I was kind of into it as far as like the situation.
Yeah, it was an interesting. The show itself is just an interesting like, kind of concept.
Tell the people the concept.
I guess the show is called Love is Blind, and I'm guessing you stay in these what they call pods, and you will stay behind there for a certain amount of time. I forgot how. Like, we didn't get to watch, like, from the beginning or the first season or anything like that. But you stay in this pod for a certain amount of time. You meet a couple of people that you're in there with. And whoever you connect with while you're in there, you go on dates. Basically, you still haven't seen this person the whole time that you're there. And after a certain amount of time that you've been there, you decide, hey, is this somebody that I could be with and actually potentially marry? So, yeah, like the people decide within a couple of weeks of actually being on the actual show, they decide, hey, this is the person I want to marry, and you'll propose to them. And then after that fact, they continue the show. You actually get to see the person. Yeah, you go from there. But it gets messy after that because then certain people see the person that they could have been with, and they're just like, hey, they've only really known each other this amount of time, so let me still try to shoot my shot. Yeah, that happened a couple of times, but, you know.
Yeah, what blew my mind was, like, getting to the altar and your family's there who's already semi-in shock that you decided to go on a show, date somebody for a few days, or date a group of people for a few days, not even months or nothing like that. Decide, hey, we're going to get engaged, then get to the altar, and in front of all your family and friends, you like, you know what? Nah. Like, you can't do that before we get to the altar, though.
Yeah, I think it was.
I mean, there was a lot of people who decided before that point, like, hey, I don't think this is going to work now.
Some people didn't even waste time, and it was like, this ain't going to work. We ain't going to make it. Even though they said inside the pods that they probably could work it out and see what happened, but some of them kept dating afterwards. Most of them didn't, but their personalities actually showed afterwards. And some people, like I said, didn't even make it to the altar, and then some people made it to the altar and just was like, nah, I can't do it after that. I can't go all the way forward with it.
Got cold feet, whatever. But some people, I'm like, so this is what started the whole thing. The whole kind of debate with you was with dude named Shake and Deepta.
Yeah,
Forgive
Deepta.
me if I'm mispronouncing.
First of
any
all, I
names.
just need to acknowledge that Shake is wrong. Deepta is a very beautiful woman. I don't know what the majority of America is saying about this woman. Even some of the people we was there with, they was like, "Man, she a 4.5." Nah, she ain't 4.5, bro.
Well, what you
She
rating
had a
her?
beautiful smile.
What you rating
She
her?
was very cute. Like they was saying
You're
she
not
had broad
giving a
shoulders
rating.
and stuff. And I was like, yo, nah.
What are you rating her though?
I'm gonna rate her like a 7.99 out of
What?
10. You know what I'm saying? I can't give her the full 8. But I'm gonna give
I mean,
her,
but
that's a good
everybody
score.
everybody have their opinions, you know.
Yes.
I try not to.
But I'm the type of person that can find beauty in anybody though. So
Yeah.
maybe that's me.
So you're gonna rate.
No, we need a poll on that. But we can't just like rate like women like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Bad, right?
Well,
we
yeah,
can't do
that's what y'all were doing.
That's what he was.
Nah. So
He
for
was
y'all
just
some
going about it
background.
wrong.
Shake from the start, like while they were in these pods or whatever, Shake was asking questions based on physical appearance. He was trying to gauge whether or not he would be attracted to someone based on how they answer their questions. But the whole purpose of Love is Blind is to not focus on the physical features. But he went in asking questions like, do you work out? Could I pick you up?
Yeah, the one
Like, it was
he said,
mad.
would I have trouble picking you up?
Like, the questions he was asking, he shouldn't have been asking for that type of show. Now, this is where the issue comes in with hubby. So, me and some of my friends was like, he shouldn't have been on the show. Like, if that's how you're coming into it, I can understand, like, after you meet, like, y'all go through this whole process in the pods, and then after the fact, you see this person in person for the first time, and you're like, oh, ain't my cup of tea.
That's exactly what happened, though.
No, hold on. Let me
right, go
finish.
ahead,
Let
go
me
ahead.
finish. I get that part. And at that point, maybe we go out on 1 or 2 dates, be like, yo, let me see, maybe. But then after that, I'm like, all right, I'm comparing you to my dang aunt. Let me not. Like, I don't need to wait till I get to the altar to say I'm not interested.
All right, let me preface this by saying, 1, Shake is wrong for waiting all the way into the altar to tell her that, you know, it's not going to work. He's wrong for that. I acknowledge this. But I guess my main point, yes, he was wrong. Well, I can't say that he wouldn't been on the show because I think one of the questions that got asked me when I was there is, why he couldn't make his relationships before the show actually work? Why is he on the show? He couldn't make a relationship work. And I'm like, I can't blame the man for trying out the experiment of this because obviously he's seen something wrong with him or he just wanted to experience it, one or the other. And he was just like, all right, let me go on the show, see if I can find me somebody. He found somebody that he emotionally connected to. My point afterwards was like, the experiment actually worked with him to an extent. Because at the end of the day, we all got to have some type of physical attraction to somebody. And everybody agreed with that, but they was just like, again, shakes an ass. He shouldn't have said the same things that he was saying. He's very insensitive to people and things like that. But I agreed with the fact with him that you got to have some type of physical attraction to people to be with that
I don't
person.
disagree with that. Like I said, I think the whole disagreement
His
that
approach to what he
occurred,
was saying is the reason why everybody didn't like him now.
the whole situation occurred. And when I say the situation, I mean the great debate that occurred that started making your wife uncomfortable was the argument that they had to me was valid. And it was, if you come in asking questions about physical appearance, you shouldn't have been on the show because that is not the basis of the show. It's different whenever you come in with the Love is Blind. All right, got it. I don't you don't need to come into that show asking any questions about what anybody looks like. You're there to learn their personality and determine if, based on their personality, is this somebody I want to marry? That's the whole basis of the show. Mm-hmm. So to me, I'm like, you shouldn't be asking about physical appearance at all. Now, after that portion, and you meet the person, and you're not attracted to the person, you go on a few dates, you still like, yeah, I just can't do it. Then you need to break it off, like some people did.
But I think the reason why he wasn't breaking it off is because he was trying to find some way to be physically attracted to her. I think that's his
Once
thing.
you go around trashing...
I feel like he definitely loved her personality. I think he wanted her personality, but I think he just wanted it in a different body. Which is bad to say, but I guess he was trying to... I can't speak for the man. Like, he might have just been like toying around just to be on the show just for however long. At the same time, he could have been trying to get past his attraction to the girl and trying to actually make it work. And at the end of the day, I don't think it would have worked as it is anyway, because she seemed like a very kind-hearted person. And he's just like a dick. You know what I'm saying? He's like a narcissist. But
yeah, he's 100% a narcissist.
But again, he might have been trying to work past that to try to make it work, just in a real bad way. Like he just he don't know how to talk to people.
I guess what bothers me is he was literally trashing her to everyone. Everyone that was still on the show that made it to the engagement piece, he was trashing her to everybody.
I don't think he was.
To the point where they were coming to her like, you don't want to do this. Like, trust me, you do not want to do this. He just said that
she was like an auntie to him. Like, he felt like she was. He didn't say she was ugly.
That's the part they showed. Both, everybody, the cast and all that, all them said it was way worse. They cut out like a lot of stuff.
And to that same point, everything that they painted him to be on that show, there might have been a whole bunch of other questions that he might have asked women, but the show only showed the stuff to try to make it seem like he was only there for physical attraction. I don't know what else he was asking.
Nah, he said like he needed to know.
He could have been. I mean, he
said that on the
reunion.
reunion.
You don't know what he was asking after that, so he still wanted to know something about the person. But yeah, he was asking physical attraction. I mean, questions. So. I can't. I can't get mad at him just because it's like, if he knows for a fact going in, I can't be with a big girl, and he's asking, "Are you a big girl?" And they say no, he can make his decision right before. You know what I'm saying? So he knows beforehand. He's not wasting time. I'm just saying, what's wrong with that?
You don't need to be on the show.
Again, it's against what the show is, but at the same time,
like the whole.
We're still talking about
thing.
Marriage, though. We're talking about a big commitment. I get that, and that's what he was saying.
But that's what I'm saying. He shouldn't have been on the show.
He shouldn't. But
that was
trying
like
out the experiment.
Whole argument was he shouldn't have been on the show.
I understand. Yeah.
But
shout out to Deepti though. She's not ugly, bro. Shout out to Deepti.
So crazy thing is when we're with, our friends now, I just get mad uncomfortable when, like, okay, you have levels.
To what?
So, like, when you start debating stuff, it goes from playful to semi-serious to serious to almost, like, you get mad.
I didn't get mad at all.
I just
don't like when people do the personal attack type of situation. When we're having the discussion, then they bring you or something about you into the situation when I had nothing to do with it. That's the only time I go from one level to the next.
What?
So, like, if we're talking about something and you be like, I don't know, I can't explain it. That's the only time I go from one level to the next.
So, and what I noticed was when you start getting that way, and I have a tendency to be like, okay, we need to drop the topic.
Yeah.
We need to move on. And then you get snappy with me.
Because we're just having it. At that time, it was just a discussion and you were trying to stop us from just talking.
Because, like I said, I saw that it was starting to become a more serious argument than it needed to be.
Felt that way.
Yes.
But it wasn't facts.
Feelings ain't facts.
Exactly.
That's how I felt.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It wasn't the
I
fact,
was
though,
becoming uncomfortable.
After we had the discussion, everything was perfectly fine. And that's what I was trying to get to. I guess that's what I'm trying to get to at this point.
No, you literally, y'all bugging. And that's when I was like, Quee, just play it. Just play it. And that's what I'm saying. I started getting uncomfortable. So I asked Quee to just go ahead and play.
Understood.
And I don't know how to handle those situations. I really don't.
I mean, it's only so much.
Like when I start feeling uncomfortable, I don't know how to handle that, is what I'm saying.
I mean, you've been handling it fine. Lately it's just, I guess, some of the moments that you choose, I would say, they aren't what you might think they are. Again, I only take it to the next level. Okay, so, most of the time when somebody tries to win an argument, the way you do it is by discrediting the person who's talking. So that once it gets to trying to discredit me inside of an argument, that's when I probably will take it to the next level, which probably get semi-serious than serious. That's the only time. Like, if we're just having a regular discussion and we never take it to, I'm trying to discredit the person who's actually talking, that's when everything will be fine to me. But once it gets to that point and trying to make me seem like I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not credible about what I'm saying, then that's when I think it might get serious, because then you're trying to paint me a certain type of way. I don't know what exactly was said during last night, because, again, I don't think we got to that.
No, like I said, I just think with my anxiety and everything, I just hit a point where I'm like, okay, this conversation... But
that's me, though.
It's starting to get a little bit too heated.
I'm a debater.
We're literally watching a reality show.
I'm a debater.
I know you are, and I hate that.
I'm a thought provoker.
I hate when you debate. You will be the devil's advocate in every single argument. Every single.
But again, I'm not. But the type of person I am, I'm not like a yes man, or I'm just not.
I don't think nobody expects you to be a yes man.
Every thought in America is supposed to be. That's me.
I'm not.
I always try to get people to see it from a different perspective.
I'm not saying we are looking at you to be a yes man. I'm just saying every debate you are always the devil's advocate.
Because most of the time, people are always just thinking the same exact way. So I try to paint it in a different way of thinking. That's all. And I was trying to defend my man, Shane. You know what I'm saying?
Shake for no reason.
Shake. I was defending him because he was right by some of the points. He was just in the wrong situation that he put himself in.
And yet you still come back and be like, he was wrong.
I'm telling you, he was wrong. But again, his thoughts on how he was thinking things, I can't fault him for thinking that way. I guess that's what I'm trying to get to.
I think we just wanted you to agree that he didn't need to be on that show. That was
can't
that
fault
was
him
it.
for taking the experiment, man. Nigga trying to find love out here.
No, he was on there for the TV time. That's 100% what I feel about that. But that's my feelings, and it ain't facts.
He's a veterinarian. He takes care of pets. Maybe that exposure so he can take care
I
of more
would
pets.
not hire him as my veterinarian. Why? He probably has no bedside manner whatsoever.
To the dog?
No, you have to talk to the parents.
I mean, sometimes you gotta break it to the people straight.
Yeah, and I will find a new vet. I've done that.
He told you the truth about it?
No, it's how you talk to people. I 100% feel that way.
Yeah,
like 1000%. I don't feel
out here looking crazy.
I just feel like he has no bedside manner at all.
I mean, he wasn't saying the same things to Deepti though. He was trying to make it work with her.
At the reunion, he was a complete butthole.
He was. I am not. But what I'm saying is, during the relationship that he was with her, he acknowledged and told her. He was saying certain things behind her back. Yes. Mainly just saying she's like, I'm not fit. He was telling other people, hey, I'm not physically attracted to her. Like, it feels like I'm dating my auntie. at the same time, he watered it down to her being honest, straightforward, honest with her, and told her, "Hey, I'm not physically attracted to you." I don't get why everybody. He's an ass.
Nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying anything about him.
He's an ass.
Saying he's not attracted.
I think that people just don't like his personality more than what his thoughts are.
That's 1,000%.
Cool. All right.
What you think about Kanye, man?
That doctor was wrong.
What you think about
Just
Kanye?
like Kanye, doctor wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with Kanye. Ain't nothing wrong with Kanye. He might got
okay. Now you doing a lot.
Bipolar though. But anyway, the Kanye doc was real good.
If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. And at the same time, we recommend you do see it.
Yeah, even if we say anything that you might, if you experienced any type of Kanye music when he came out with Graduation, late registration, and what was the
College
Dropout? College Dropout. If you listen to any one of those 3 albums, you'll appreciate this doc a whole lot. Explains the whole lead up before the albums even came out. His whole process of making beats when he was in Chicago with all the rappers that were there, gaining his name, his Grammys before he even came out with an album.
Hustling.
Yeah, my man's was up in there being annoying as hell to everybody.
Because everybody looked at him as a producer.
Yeah.
Because he's a bomb ass producer. But at the same time, he wanted to be recognized more as a rapper. And he put in the work to get there, for sure. But the thing that got me was watching the shift. I don't know why.
His mindset. I mean, you honestly couldn't really pinpoint it though, because it wasn't as bad before I guess his mom had died.
That's what I'm saying. He was arrogant, but again, there's a thin line between being like just confident and like arrogant. And
his mom taught him to be that way.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not the piece of him that I had an issue with. Like, in that industry, I feel like you have to be that level of confident. Especially what he was trying to do, because nobody else believed in him on a rapper level. But that being said, I saw things shift. He did look at his mom as his rock. That came out very clear in the doc. So when she passed, the next clip was him basically going on a tangent at a concert. And I feel like that he didn't handle this, again, these are my feelings, they're not facts. He didn't handle his mother passing well at all. And I'm not saying anybody should handle, like, I have no clue, knock on wood, have no clue what I would do if anything happened to my mom, because she's like my best friend. I talk to her like every other day. So for that to be taken from you in a sense, and that's your rock, you experience everything with that person, yeah, that's gonna hit you mad hard. But the way he did it, he buried himself in work. And I feel like he didn't allow himself the proper time to grieve. And he
couldn't, though, because he learned from his first experience of being away from the game.
But he was already successful by that point.
I guess when you're in the industry, you can't lose your moment. So you can't let the time pass, because then you may not have that same opportunity again. So he struggled to get back into the game after his accident.
That's different. He wasn't. He wasn't established.
He
wasn't established.
Well, what does that mean, though?
He wasn't. So when his mom passed away, he was an established artist, and had like all these platinum, multi-platinum, whatever it is.
Before he had his what's name though?
as a producer, not as a rapper.
But if we're going in with if we're going in by what you're saying, he had all the accolades to say, "Hey, I can make music." So why did he?
But that's not what he wanted to do. He wanted to get out of that pocket. He wanted to be known as a rapper.
So if I come to you and say, "Hey, I am a Grammy award-winning artist. Put out my rap album," you gonna say, "Oh, you can't rap. You can't make music."
You're a producer.
But I've already proven myself to be able to make music.
Yeah, as a producer. And in the industry, I'm not saying I'm in the industry or anything like that, or that I have any deep knowledge on the goings of that industry, but the way they portrayed it is they like, yeah, you are an award-winning producer. And he was like, why you keep calling me a producer? I want to be a rapper. And that's why he would get upset, because he was trying to get in the fold with being a known rapper, not a producer. Yes. So yeah, they were like, all right, got it. Still give me these beats though.
It don't matter how successful you are. If you let too much time pass, you may not get your opportunity back to put out music again. We've seen it with plenty of artists before. I'm guessing Kanye again, he should have grieved. He should have sat back, and especially with the biggest trial. That's like one of the biggest things.
But that's what I was saying.
I understand it, but at the same time, I can see why he couldn't. He was literally, I think he was on the middle of his tour. That's what he was on tour when it had happened. He went on stage a week afterwards. And then he made the rant on stage
like other people would have done. He chose not to. He buried himself in his work.
And we got a great album out of it.
No, that's debatable.
It's not. Okay, you're right.
Okay. The whole old Kanye and new Kanye. That's where I come in, because I was a diehard old Kanye fan. Diehard on repeat. All 3 albums on repeat. Then when 808s and Heartbreaks, I was like, okay, he trying something new. But then after that, I was just like, girl, I don't know if Kanye for me anymore. Not saying there's a bunch of music he has that I still rock with, but I'm not as diehard as I was before. And I saw the shift in how he did his music between, before his mom passed away and after. And I was just like, and you saw that in the documentary. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then fast forwarding, and you see like his, all his news that was coming up with his breakdowns and him being held in the hospital and like all this stuff happening. Like, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking for me to watch, especially like close to the end of the trilogy, where the cameraman, his friend or whatever that's recording all this, he had to stop recording at one point because he was having, when I say he, I mean Kanye was having a moment. And you could clearly see like he was just going off in his own world of thoughts and just talking, and everybody kind of looking at him like. And unfortunately, at the same time, I saw he had a bunch of yes men too. Yeah. Like in the doc, and it was like, if you pay attention, you like, they not gonna like reel him back in or nothing. It's just,
I think the only reason why they probably not reeling him back in is because he's probably the most creative things came from the moments where he's like that though. Like the ideas that he's probably coming with on the whim, just blurting out and not really, doesn't seem like he may have been coherent of what he was actually saying or things like that. Like that's probably one of his most creative things that came from, the ideas that he came up with. Because since then he's still grown successfully afterwards. Like everything he touches most of the time, is super successful. One man came in the game, said, I want to be a fashion designer. I want to be one of the biggest fashion people there is. he did that. He has one of the biggest brands that can match Jordan that's out here. So, and Yeezy. So, I mean.
Nah, his business mindset is legit. He not taking any of that from him, but that doesn't change the fact that he has some mental health issues he needs to work through and learn how to best handle it. He's on meds. He was saying, I think he said in the doc, his meds was making him gain weight and stuff like that. Yeah. So he didn't like that. That's kind of why he designed shoes a certain way, because he wanted to still be able to see.
Wanted his foot to still look slim.
Yeah, wanted his feet to look slim. But when you hear all that, you like, yo.
Again, honestly, all that stuff made me it made me look at a whole bunch of situations that happened to him differently. And it made me gain a bigger appreciation for him. I think the only part with him, I started just losing interest in, especially inside the doc, was since the Trump situation. I think that's, the biggest part that kind of affected me, where it's I can't support him that much. I think that's the only parts to where I just kind of other situations that happened, where he had the rant right after he's on stage and he's talking about his family, and he's these people keep calling me this and that, and they weren't calling me before, now they want to see. I can understand it. It shouldn't have happened on stage. He had a lot of moments where he blew up on stage, and he should have had people checking for him, making sure he's good before he goes out there. But you're gonna have the yes man that knows, one, you're gonna be your most creative now, and two, we still gotta make money. Most people ain't even gonna care about, what's going on in your life. They're gonna care about how much dollars you can make. And at that time, Kanye making money, so you can't really get mad at. I mean, yeah, you can get mad at everybody in his background. He should have tried to keep his circle around him that was going to look out for him mentally, though. His cameraman that was there, and everybody that he grew up with, that he wound up separating ties with at some point in time. He should have. I feel like there should have been some type of way to keep them around, so that he can make sure he's set mentally. But we already know how money changes people, fame changes people. Can't really money will make you a louder person than a louder version of the person you already are. And we already seen Kanye is the most arrogant person that's out there. So that money's just gonna change it, especially all the success that he had. So
that's facts. Look, speak on that, though. You speak on that. So if you haven't watched it and you are a Kanye fan, whether it's the old Kanye, the new Kanye, I say you watch it. Just take a peek at what his life is like, because y'all know I'm huge when it comes to mental health, and this showed me some things. Semi scared me. It's to have that level of empathy, and me, I see it, and it's hard for me to ignore it. And so now it will force you to look at him differently, in my opinion. This is just my feelings, not facts. Yeah. So in other news, your boy got some drama going on.
Who that?
Your boy Joe. Pump it up.
Put that on the board.
Nah.
Put that on the board. You know I'm using that every time.
Not. I will not.
Joe going through it. He's going through his own situation where I listened to the podcast, and he was kind of, going through it himself about everything. But
can you tell them that whole situation, what's going on?
So Joe Budden came out as a solo artist in the beginning. Everybody knows him for Pump It Up. Then he's always made a name for himself to be a really, really good rapper. So I don't know what kind of years, but at some point in time along his career, when album and music wise wasn't going up. Him and some other well-known good underground rappers at the time had got together and created a group called Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse is made up of Crooked Eye, Joel Ortiz, Royce the 5'9", and of course Joe Budden. They all signed a deal with Shady, which is Shady Aftermath, which is Eminem's label. Joe, being a businessman that he is, didn't really like the deal. Like, they wound up releasing an album. It wound up doing really, really well. They had a #1 album at some point in time, but Joe felt like they were doing all the work. Like, I think Eminem just hopped on like one song for them, and it wasn't really any promotion behind it. They were trying to figure out where the label dollars actually coming from. Joe you hear all his rants about business all the time. So Joe's like, business size, it doesn't make sense for for us to be with Shady. So they wound up leaving Shady. During that time, I think they had wound up creating an album, but that album has just been up in the air ever since. I think it's been 10 years now since they've done anything together. They recently just got their deal to be off of Shady, and not have to release that album with them. But half the group is like, hey, it's time to release that album. Let's capitalize on it. And the other half is just like, well, 25% is saying, I'm not doing it without Joe. And the other 25%, which is Joe, is saying, I need to make sure that the business is correct with this. One, I don't see any reason to do it because I have a successful podcast right now. So you're going to have to really show me some good numbers and some good business to make me do this. Apparently, Joel Ortiz and Crooked Eye met with labels and got deals in place, but I guess to Joe, no information got passed to say, hey.
Yeah, I think it was Joe and Royce. They both said.
I think it's more Royce. They came to Royce and said,
he said there
hey,
wasn't a deal on the table.
Yeah.
Royce said the same thing.
Royce was saying, hey, you came to us with numbers, but where's the actual deal? That Joe was saying, where's the actual deal? And Royce was just backing what Joe said because Royce wasn't going into releasing it without Joe. Royce is down to do it. It's just that he's not doing it without all four of them being there. And I understand it. Like, it's a group that you started together. It shouldn't be any reason half of y'all are putting out an album, naming it this, and it's not that. Like, we created a group, Slaughterhouse. Shouldn't be half of y'all sitting out here saying that y'all Slaughterhouse putting out albums and stuff like that. But
it's happened in the music industry before. Just not on this scale of messy, though. Like, where members were replaced by other people and stuff like that. But again, I don't think it was.
But I think it's more of
messy.
I think in those situations that happened, in this case, the group is split 25% to all of them, according to the business. I'm guessing that's the way the business is. It's split between all four of them. So the name is between all four of them. So 50% of y'all can't go out there and do a project when the other 50% is not there, and you calling it a Slaughterhouse project. I think in the past with like Boys to Men situations or Belle Biv DeVoe, like they had to
came up with their own.
Yeah, they had to come up with their own thing. But I think in the situations where members had got replaced, the person who owned the rights to the actual group can make that call. They can replace somebody inside the group because the people who are getting replaced inside that group, one, didn't have their business together to make any decisions and be able to, they was able to get kicked out of the group. So it's happened, but I think business-wise, that's where, you getting kicked out of the group is an issue because you should have your business in order. I don't know. It's hard to say because I watched Roy and Maul. Maul was, I think, to me personally, I think he's still super tight about the Joe situation. He tried to make it personal. And he was like, they're going through the same similar situation. I don't think it's the same similar situation. And the situation I'm talking about is Rory and Maul split from the Joe Budden podcast because Joe owns it and didn't want to give them part of the YouTube money that was
The
happening.
money was funny.
Yeah, the money was funny. According to, well, it was funny, and I agree with Maul and Rory about the situation. Like, you started it, you should have got that money part, the situation. But at the end of the day, the same thing Joe's been on the same podcast with Rory and Maul saying, you got to make sure your business is right. Apparently, Maul and Rory's business wasn't right. I guess going into, you should know. You should know how to go into your into your friendships and make business deals. I think they let their friendship get in the way of the business.
Well, do we really want to go there?
We can go there.
I feel Joe did them dirty.
How?
He knew how he was trying to set it up, but he didn't let them know. He even admitted that, like, the questions they were asking was valid. He said on his podcast that, yes, I messed up. He doesn't
admit to anything. He's saying that they were trying to
No, I'm saying he said he was wrong in the fact that he didn't explain in detail what was going on as far as, like, the business side.
So Joe's excuse was saying he couldn't explain to it. I'm guessing whatever contract Roy and Maul had with Joe, because it's I guess in their situation it was two things, this is totally separate from the Slaughterhouse. But in Roy and Maul's situation, Roy and Maul wanted YouTube money they weren't getting, and they had the Spotify deal, and they wanted the numbers from the Spotify deal. Joe said he couldn't give them the numbers to the Spotify deal. Even
beside the Spotify deal, I would expect them to get some of the YouTube money. That's what I'm saying. No, and I'm not.
Where I'm a little, like, on the fence on both sides with it, because I guess Joe's point of view is, I had hundreds of thousands of followers before the podcast started on my channel. Because Joe Budden had that YouTube channel before he had the podcast. I'm not saying
he can't get a bigger cut. I'm just saying they wasn't getting nothing.
And my thing is, yes, that channel grew exponentially after the podcast started, which Maul and Rory were a part of. But at the end of the day, that is a business thing.
And that's why I
should have said YouTube should be included in this payment.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is they didn't get the background knowledge. They were asked to get on the show. They had I guess we're going to call it a gentleman's agreement, which was a mistake.
No, they had wound up getting contracts done.
Yeah, later they got contracts done. But when they initially started, it was like, you my boy. I don't see, like.
But Joe was just paying them out of pocket at that point in time.
But that's what I'm saying,
the money
though.
He was making. So then I think they came up with contracts when the Spotify deal was starting to come up, and they went off of whatever number it was before the Spotify deal came up. Then Spotify came, and he increased pay, but I'm guessing somebody had did some auditing.
Rory did.
Yeah, he did some audit. Well, no, he was trying to audit, and he never got numbers from it. When he was trying to audit, because
but that's what I'm saying. He was trying to do the auditing, and they was like, don't know if I want you to do that. And so that looks mad shady.
It does.
So I don't know. I know that Rory is for the streets. Not Rory, Maul. Maul is for the streets, and that's what bothered him, because he looks at it as, if you tell me something, that's where we are. It's not, we should have got this in writing. No, you my boy, so I expect you to act like it.
None of that stuff plays well in court.
No.
That's my boy stuff, so
I'm just telling you how Maul viewed it, or how it seemed Maul viewed it. Mm-hmm. And everybody who listens to that podcast or listened to that podcast, they knew that from the jump. That's how he is. So, of course, he's going to feel some type of way, and he's going to hold a grudge. But The Slaughterhouse stuff is different.
Yeah, the Slaughterhouse stuff's completely different. All four of them they had paperwork. Even though their paperwork was fucked up when it came to the shady deal. They tried to get it right. Ever since them trying to get it right, I think it's more of two of them aren't getting paid in the same amount as the other two. So Royce has been a Grammy nominated artist since. He's getting paid. Joe has the podcast. He's getting paid.
Podcast, another.
And he had the network. So he has his other ventures. So two of them have been successful since. Whereas the other two, they've just become another underground artist at the time. Like, they're still well known. It's just that money wise, it ain't coming in like that. So.
Yeah, to me, once Royce was like, "Yo, I don't want to do it. If Joe isn't doing it, you should have just broke off and made your own group." I understand. And that's what I don't understand about the situation. That's me. I understand. Slaughterhouse already has a fan base behind it. People have been waiting for that album to be released. That's completely understandable. So it's already kind of an established fan base. But at the same time, people who are a part of that fan base is still going to be curious to see what your album looking like if you two release it. Now, did they have an album before?
So they have an album that's recorded that's called Glass House.
No, I'm talking about just...
So I think the next one that's coming out is just an album that Crooked and Joel have come up with.
Yeah, I'm asking, did them two have an album together before?
Yeah, they came out with
Joe mentioned
they've done
something
projects before,
and it didn't do well.
I mean, I guess I'm not sure to the extent. What do you consider doing well? Are we talking about like up there with like Uzi Vert?
I'm not saying like Beyonce fame status. I'm saying like doing well enough where it's like, okay.
No.
Oh, so it didn't do well. So it didn't do well.
Yeah, the album didn't. To them, it made it as an underground act. It may have done well enough, right?
No, I'm talking about they're trying to look at it at a major mainstream type of deal, and
so
that's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
The issue is they have a deal on it. Well, they've been in talks to have a deal on the table for them to do an album together, right? They're expecting, I'm guessing Joel and Crooked's going into it expecting that Joe's just not going into it. So they've been trying to get Royce to go into it, just them three, and put out an album to get whatever label they've been talking to and whatever number that they have to say, hey, we can get this money.
I mean, Joe is wrong for not responding. Because his whole argument is, I never said no, but you never responded either.
Here's my question for you, right? Because we don't know all the context. If somebody keeps calling you, I have a deal on the table, and I keep asking you for information about this deal, and you don't provide me for that, you just want me to sign based off a number you tell me?
That ain't what I just said, right?
But that's what I'm asking, because again, all we hear Crooked is saying he don't answer my phone calls. But why is Joe not answering my phone calls? Joe could be not answering because every time you call me, all you're doing is keep saying the same thing. We can get this $1 million.
So ignore him?
Yeah. We can get this.
See, that's where me and you different.
We can be different, but what I'm saying is if somebody keep coming to you saying we can get this $1 million deal, and I keep asking you, all right, so cool, is they going to have control of my album, and you don't have an answer for me like 10 times that you call me and saying that, I'm not answering your phone call after that. Because you still haven't gotten the business in order like I asked you to do.
I still don't think that constitutes ignoring somebody.
At some point in time, you can't keep entertaining the same BS somebody keep coming to you with.
But it's not, I'm not saying entertaining BS, but don't sit here and ignore me. If I call you, if I be like, hey man, if this is about that deal, unless you have this information.
You gonna do that 10 times?
Yeah.
You gonna do that 20 times?
Yeah.
You just gonna answer the phone every single time?
Yeah. Well, if it's dealing with my money, if you ignore my calls, then how do you know whether I got the information or not?
Because I'm going to know. After the first 10 times you call me?
No, but the 11th time I might have it.
I'm just going to know after the first 10 times you do it, you're not able to get any type of business
Then you
done.
should come out and be like, it don't look like this is working, so I'm going to say no.
I'm pretty sure that's what that guy said.
No, he's saying he never gave a response. That was Joe's stance. I never said no. to the deal.
Yeah.
I asked for more information and it wasn't given to me. And Cricket, I was like, you're not answering my calls. So how is he supposed to know
I don't know.
if he don't answer the phone?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. There's wrong on both sides. Period. The whole situation's messy.
But so I think what the issue is probably whatever deal that they're trying to do, they will only be able to get it with 3. They can't get it with 2.
No, I
So
thought they released
Royce
the music. I thought they already had signed
They
a
have an
deal.
album coming out, but I think the issue that Royce and Joe have with the whole point is that you're using the likeness of Slaughterhouse. You're literally out here selling Slaughterhouse merch, making money off of it, and 50% of us ain't getting our cut of it. And you're going out there selling an album called Slaughterhouse. Well, Slaughterhouse.
The
inside
rise
the
and
name.
fall of Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, you're using the likeness of Slaughterhouse in the album, trying to market it as a Slaughterhouse album.
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
Ain't getting paid for it.
That's what I'm saying. It's the whole situation's messy.
Yeah, it is. There's wrongs on both sides, but again, I'm still going to kind of side with my man's. If your business ain't in order, you gotta get that right.
Your man's got off the IG live saying, "I'm going to the strip club."
I was going to the strip. I got some pussy waiting on me.
God. Speaking of strip club, great segue. You wanted me to discuss
You gotta talk about
my strip club experience.
Yeah. So we went to the strip. Well, it's been a while since we've been there.
It was Tony's birthday.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony girl.
But that was Ashley's first time.
Yeah, my first time ever in life going to a strip club. Yeah, I don't think that's for me. Now, a lot of my friends who go to strip clubs more often than I told me I was dealing with some aggressive strippers. Either way, I felt so out of place, uncomfortable. And they were laughing at me because I guess you don't supposed to be super nice to the strippers. I mean,
guess as a female you can do that, but they be expecting something else, like you to be down for the shits.
No, I understand that. And when I say super nice, like I had people laughing at me because I was helping them pick up their money. Girl decided she wanted to dance on me, and I'm like, thanks. When she was done, I told her thank you. I did. Like, I don't know proper strip club etiquette at all. I didn't know that if they see your money, you get bombarded. And like, chick took my hand. And this was probably the worst of it, to be honest. Well, second worst. Chick took my hand and forced me to grab her boob. I was not ready. We hadn't even been in there like an hour. We was still getting settled. We just moved to the table we were supposed to be at.
They had to get the stable situation. If it was a dude, if that was us, it would be totally different. I think we would appreciate it. And you're over here just like...
Well, I also believe that they could tell by the way I was acting that it was my first time. And that was like feeding a sheep to wolves, apparently.
Just like, you can do this if you want.
Like, how am I supposed to... Do I just throw money on? Do I lay it on your back? There was this one chick, because I said, if I go to a strip club, I want to see tricks. I'm all for the fitness aspect, the, athleticism.
Athleticism, yeah.
And finally, the whole time we was there, I wasn't seeing tricks, and I was getting a little perturbed about that because I'm like, man, I thought I would be seeing tricks all the time, but then I learned that only a certain amount of strippers can actually do tricks. Do it, yeah, and I'm like, did I come on the wrong night? Yeah, and finally, it was a little bit before we left. It was this one chick, and she started doing tricks, and I got super excited. And I'm like, I will give her my ones because she is earning these ones. I don't care about these other chicks in here that are just shaking some booty on my lap. That doesn't impress me. I have friends that can do that. I don't need strangers doing that to me. If I want that type of dancing on me, I would prefer my friend do it, somebody I know and trust, that will not make me feel like I'm violating them or they are violating me. But when I see you climbing that pole and doing things that I know take some upper body work, you deserve these ones.
That's because you fitness oriented. So of course they got like finesse.
Yeah, you gotta earn these ones. But then I made it awkward because I wasn't sure how you supposed to
give them the money.
To give them the money. Hey man, all I knew is I literally was like laying it on the girl's butt. Just laying it on her butt. And she was laughing. She was still doing her tricks and stuff, but she was laughing. And finally she turned to me, still laughing, and said, I cannot. And I'm like, clearly I don't know what I'm doing.
You did a great job.
But I didn't want to be disrespectful. And I
don't even think they in there thinking about some respect. I don't even think they.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry
you're supposed
about
to be in there just, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to.
That's splat. That's splat.
You just supposed to splat.
Well,
get to 'em.
Well, it was an experience regardless. Do I think I will be running to go back? No. I was told by others that there are better strip clubs with more talented strippers. But I'm not in a rush to go see anybody. That's my preference. No offense to them. Get them coins, hun. I am not. And so I'm just saying that's not for me, though. I mean, I just want to admire from a distance. I don't need you all up on me in my personal space.
But you, that's not you. You're not actually there. You're just there for the fun. You're not actually there to.
I can cheer you on. I will be your biggest cheerleader as you sit there doing your splits with your butt out. I will be your biggest fan. But for you to try to force me to put your hands on you, that's a little too much, honey. That wasn't for me. No, I couldn't.
See,
I cannot. No.
You just don't even appreciate your privilege.
I mean, I guess you can call it that because they're mad comfortable. Like I said, I could tell that they knew I was new and it was my first time. And I feel like they knew that I was mad uncomfortable.
Yeah, they knew.
Because I was like, I don't know what to do. And I just kind of gave myself a hug while the girl was dancing on me. Or I held my hands up because I didn't want to touch them because I didn't know what was okay and what wasn't.
So many movies.
Hey, man.
It's okay.
You ain't going to get me caught up. I don't care that I'm a female. You ain't gonna get me caught up.
How you gonna get what the bouncer gonna say? Don't touch.
That's what he gonna say. That's exactly what he gonna say.
That's what you supposed to tell them when they start telling you stuff.
Man, I just couldn't. But it was an experience, and honestly, your birthday, I enjoyed that way more.
Oh, the burlesque experience? Yeah.
Yeah, so for his birthday, we took him to a burlesque show. Being in Texas, gotta go to. Oh,
that's a Texas thing?
No, I mean they had the bar, but it's not called a bar in the old time movies.
Oh, you teaching me things. Go ahead.
What is it called? Saloon. There it is. It's called the saloon. I didn't even have to type. Yeah, we was technically in a saloon.
Oh, I didn't know that either. You teach that whole burlesque experience was just a whole like.
That's why I was interested because it was supposed to be like downtown Texas, the saloon, blah blah blah, and so. But the burlesque isn't a Texas thing. It was just the theme for that night. It was a saloon.
Yeah.
But yeah, chick was dope. So she was walking. There was like different parts of the show. You had performers, you had singers, you had and then the host was funny. But one of the performers, she literally was in her little heels. It wasn't like super high heels or nothing. I call them chubby heels. Okay. I don't know what else to call them, but they're like maybe 1 or 2 inches high. But she was walking on liquor bottles, keeping her balance and all that. And then when she got some liquor in it. When she got to the last one, she lowered herself. She threw her clothes off while still on top of the bottles, and then she dipped down to get the bottle with the liquor in it and then drank it before jumping off. I'm like, oh, this girl got skills.
You love tricks.
Her calves.
You like athleticism.
I do. Her calves were amazing.
How is she attracted to me? I'm just, wait. If you like these athletic people, I'm just trying to.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Cool. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you're right. It's
that's black. that's black.
I got you. But yeah, like that was a fun experience because one, they made me a part of the show because it was my birthday. God. I was mad.
She was fussing at you like the whole show in a joking way.
I had to have fun that night because one, I didn't think. Well, okay.
It was a surprise, guys. He didn't know that I had planned this.
Well, you had wound up telling me. Like,
on your birthday, I kind of.
It was awesome. Because I ain't gonna lie, that was like a really, really fun experience. I like the differentness of it, and the show was really good. I liked being a part of the show.
Yeah, you got Liddy.
Because, yeah, and I like the fact that y'all the whole experience was good because then you surprised me, motherfucking Pat coming. You know what I'm saying, motherfucking Pat. You know what I'm saying? Pat, his wife came. That was fun. But then just being a part of the show, and me like just. Like messing with all the people from Texas, you know, that little hat, the hat thing, you know what I'm saying? She first called him up there to take shots with her in celebration of his birthday. They sang happy birthday to him. I took the shot too.
Both versions.
I was drunk, all right, because I took the shot too fast. They wound up getting me another one and making me take another one right after I took the first one too fast.
That's your excuse.
And y'all was already giving me double shots too that night, man. I barely remember everything going on, man.
Well, she sang both versions of Happy Birthday. You know, Stevie Wonder version, as well as the, just regular one. Because, we had other people in there that she had to accommodate, which is cool.
We was the other people. What you mean?
No, there was other black people in there.
I know, but the majority of the show.
I know. That's why I said there were other people in there that she had to accommodate.
I just want to establish that we was the other people.
Why you have to take it there? Why did you have to take it there?
No black people be at no burlesque show.
The host was black.
She was all right. First of all,
she said she was black.
She was. She said
she light skinned.
I thought she was white. I didn't believe when she.
I didn't think she was white.
Oh, okay.
Well, we talking about passing back in the olden days.
But anyway, it was a fun experience. There was other people there that she had to accommodate, but wound up taking the shot.
She knew the assignment.
Yeah,
she knew the assignment, and I appreciate you, ma'am. I do. So that was an experience of 2022.
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
That was this year. Damn. That's crazy.
Really, babe?
My birthday is in January. I told you I was drunk, so.
In some outrageous news.
What's that?
I know he's like, I don't know why you want to talk about this, but this blew my mind. There was this veteran. I think he's like 60 years old. He won a $4 million lottery prize using the numbers from a fortune cookie.
It's the first time ever that the fortune cookers ever got somebody something.
Yeah, and like I guess I was completely flabbergasted at this. Yeah, he's 60-year-old, retired as a disabled combat veteran after spending 32 years in the Army, including time in Iraq. Thank you for your service, sir.
My man's already paid because he over there talking about I'm gonna invest the money. You give me $4 million.
Well,
Oh, he got $2.8 million.
He's a disabled veteran. He should be getting a check.
Yeah, he was already getting.
I don't want to make any assumptions because they don't be doing our veterans right all the time. But that's why I said he should.
He seemed like he talking about investing and not spending it on something.
Man, I clearly.
He got his pension.
I need to start playing the lottery.
Yeah, we need to start going to the Chinese place.
Going to the Chinese place.
Yeah. Because they give you good numbers. That's the first time I ever heard somebody hit. I'm pretty sure you could probably search for somebody else, but it ain't a lot.
I was listening to the Wine and Weed podcast. Shout out to y'all. And they were talking about this woman. She won the lottery and she found out by checking her spam folder.
What?
Yeah, it was.
They email you?
She was contacted and it was in her spam folder, and she didn't, like most normal people, she was like, oh, this is spam. And it ended up I can still hear that. It ended up being real. She decided to click the link for whatever reason, and it ended up being real.
Shit, I probably won something because every link that
I
get
delete
from an email,
everything.
I don't know if it don't got like a little star next to it and it go to spam. I probably never read it before. I don't read them things.
But I'm like,
too many scams.
Clearly, and in the day and age we are currently in, with the whole Russia-Ukraine situation, inflation is about to be a problem.
It's not. Man.
And I know lottery tickets is not a real investment, but by golly, I want to try.
Mm-hmm. We was looking at that meme. Well, not the meme, but we was looking at the guy on Instagram. He said he got this girl blindfolded. Somewhere expensive. Man drove her to a California gas station where the gas was like $6.58 a gallon. I was like, my man's got a point.
Yeah, date nights are about to be a little different.
Date night's gonna be right in front of these cameras right here. Talk to y'all.
I mean, as long as I'm being fed, I don't really care. Well, in the coming months, I won't be able to eat crazy anyway.
Wow. Because you're going to try to prep for a show?
I am.
At the same time as me trying to.
I know you're trying to get me pregnant. You can just say it. Everybody knows it. That's not a secret. But I'm all about God's will. And if it's God's will, then it'll happen. If not, Ashley's going to get this body right and compete.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to doing a show. I never knew how much it bothered me until I made the decision not to do one. And then I really wanted to do one. And then it was like,
is it the prep for you that you actually want to do, or the experience on the stage?
The stage, mainly. The prep is, so the whole reason I started bodybuilding is I needed something to force me to go to the gym. And it wasn't because, I needed to, at the time anyway, it wasn't because I needed to lose weight. My body was okay. It was mainly my mental health. I needed a reason, even on my bad days, my dark cloud days, to go to the gym, because that's the only thing that was making me feel better. And at the time I wasn't in therapy, and I was starting to get the urge to cut again, I think. And that's when I got more heavily into fitness. And yeah, it helped a lot, because I figured, like, hell, Ashley, if you can do a competition, you can get your mind together, because it's not all about the workouts. It's not all about the diet. It's about your mindset and forcing yourself not to do things that you really want to do.
You talking about prepping for the show? I'm
talking about, I really want a donut, and I haven't had a donut in 2 months, but I have the mental capacity to say I can wait. Mm-hmm. if I can say, aw, thanks, babe. If I can say that, then ultimately I can put up a fight against, cutting and stuff. Because I've proven that I have the mental strength to say no. It's about me not feeling weak. And it's not a physical strength thing, it's a mental strength thing. Yep. And so the body image issues came during my first prep. Like, I didn't really like my body, but it didn't bother me to the point it did when I started seeing how my body looked.
But
at lower weight,
comparing it to what you were trying to compete
but
against.
that's what I'm saying, is like, it changed. My mindset on my body changed when I started prepping, which Paula, my trainer, she did warn me about. And me and her being friends outside of just a personal training, she came to me on a best friend level and was like, hey man, make sure you got your depression and anxiety in check, because
it's gonna be a mental toll.
It's going to go downhill in a sense from here. Meaning, hey, it's great you made stage weight, but wait till you start eating again. And your mind isn't prepared for freaking, oh, I go without a few days with only sipping on water because I want to be as dehydrated as possible for the day of the show to show all my muscles, to, dang, I drink a cup of water and it's like I gained 5 pounds back.
Yeah. And it's showing.
And it shows. And your metabolism then slowed all the way down, so you're not burning nothing. So everything you eat is like straight fat, and you gain it like that.
Body is just going to absorb everything that you put into it.
And that's why she did.
Back on track.
She did stress reverse dieting, but me, especially after my first show, I'm like, I want my cake, I want my ice cream, I want my Chick-fil-A, waffle fries, but more importantly, my milkshake. I went ham. I had a drawer at work full of freaking candy, sweets, everything that I couldn't have while I was on prep. I was hoarding it, and then I went in. Worst, very, very bad decision for those who want to bodybuild. That's very bad. So PSA, reverse diet. Because I not only did that once, I did that twice. After every show, I did not reverse diet properly. And so third time's a charm. So I'm hoping, I am at the heaviest I've ever been. Now, granted, there is an understanding that
there's a benefit to this because you can build this into muscle.
Well, it's not really that. It's the muscle I've already gained makes you heavier. So I can't necessarily say, oh, I'm freaking obese, because that's not really the case. But that's why I try to pay more attention to the body fat percentage. And I'm not at the body fat percentage I would have wanted to be at. I wanted to stay in the 20s, but I'm in the 30s.
You'll get it down. Don't worry about it.
But it's the low 30s, so.
Yeah. Because didn't you start off your first show in the 30s?
No. My first show, I was in the 20s, but I was in the high range for my first show, yeah.
I'm talking about before you started.
Yeah, I was like 28.
Oh, okay.
27, 28. And then my second show, I was in the 30s. But I have more muscle now. I love that, how my legs are starting to look. I'm seeing the progress, and I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, I'm about to be putting in some work, which means I'm about to be angrier.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to have the food I want.
I'm going to have to be staying upstairs away from you a little bit so you can deal
It's understandable. You've been through this 2 times already.
Yeah, I got to give you your space.
I appreciate the understanding. I'm not even gonna try to even go against that, because I know I can be complicated during those times. And this is gonna be different because I'm not on birth control, so I don't know how my hormones are gonna be this go round.
I'm not excited to find out.
It's okay. It's an experience. This whole thing is an experience. I guess I'm looking at it as I am in my 30s now. We are talking about having a kid. I want to accomplish some things. And so now it's like I done moved to tech. I'm saying some more things. Some more things.
Some more things. Yes, please say that. Because we're not going to sit here and try to pretend like you haven't already accomplished a lot for somebody your age.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Thank you.
I'm just saying that there are things that I still want to do that I have not done. And those things is what I'm trying to knock out before the baby decides to come, whenever God decides to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Regardless, I know it's gonna happen. Just let me be great. Let me be great, man. Let me lose this weight. Let me show off these curves one more time. Anyways, I'm happy. I'm happy that we got a name for the podcast, whether you like it or not. We have something we can start uploading. So for our viewers, let us know what you think about our set.
Yep. It's a bigger change from the first set that we had.
Because I wanted it out of my space.
Yeah.
But for now, I would love for y'all to submit via Instagram. I'll look at making a podcast page later. But
a podcast.
But Marcus, he is at Check Out This Guy. You can find me and my business at For the Endorphins, and that's the number 4. And we will hear your thoughts, take your prayers, and keep it pushing. So yeah, send us your comments, questions, topics, things you want to know. Just help us out.
Yeah.
But we appreciate y'all tuning in. We love you guys. We're going to keep it pushing, and we're going to try to be a little more consistent on this show. So until next time, bye.
Bye. No, we can't do it like that. Yeah.
You are not spitting bars at all.